I was standing in my grandmother's living room when the lawyer handed me the envelope. Inside was a cashier's check for $250,000, my inheritance. The money she had saved her entire life, working double shifts as a nurse, living in the same modest house for 40 years. She left it to me because, as her letter said, I was the one who visited her every Sunday, who fixed her leaky faucet, who sat with her when she was scared at night. My brother Marcus had not visited in 3 years. But somehow, 20 minutes after I walked out of that lawyer's office, Marcus was calling my phone, demanding I split it with him for his wedding. Before I tell you how my brother's dream wedding turned into the nightmare he deserved, let me know where you are watching from in the comments below. Hit that like button if you have ever dealt with entitled family members who only show up when there is money involved. And subscribe, because this story has a twist that will make you question everything you thought you knew about family loyalty. Trust me, you will want to stick around to see how I handled the biggest betrayal of my life. Now let me take you back to where this mess really started. My name is Liam, and for most of my 32 years I have been the invisible son, the responsible one, the one who stayed close to home while Marcus, my older brother by 4 years, chased his dreams in Chicago. Do not get me wrong, I was not bitter about it. I chose to stay in our hometown of Columbus, Ohio. I became a physical therapist, bought a small house near where I grew up, and built a quiet life. Marcus, on the other hand, became a corporate consultant, wore expensive suits, and dated women who looked like they walked off magazine covers. Our grandmother, Nana Ruth, lived alone after Grandpa died when I was 12. She was the backbone of our family. Tough as nails on the outside, but soft as butter when you needed her. Every Sunday, without fail, I drove to her house. We would have coffee together. I would mow her lawn in the summer, shovel her driveway in the winter. When her arthritis got bad, I helped her with groceries. When she fell and broke her hip at 78, I was the one who took time off work to stay with her during recovery. Marcus. He sent flowers twice a year, birthday and Christmas. Called maybe once every 2 months, always rushing off the phone because he had a meeting. Nana never complained, but I saw the disappointment in her eyes when she would set the table for Sunday dinner, and Marcus's chair stayed empty. Again. Our parents died in a car accident when I was 19 and Marcus was 23. Drunk driver, wrong place, wrong time. It shattered us, but it also revealed who we really were. Marcus threw himself into work, moved to Chicago within 6 months, barely came home for holidays. I stayed. I leaned on Nana. She became my anchor, and I became hers. When I was 25, I met Jenny. She was a kindergarten teacher with freckles across her nose and a laugh that made me feel like everything would be okay. We dated for 3 years before I proposed with a simple silver ring in Nana's backyard. Jenny said yes before I even finished asking. Nana cried happy tears. We got married at the local community center, with 40 guests, potluck food, and a playlist I made myself. It cost us $3,000 total. It was perfect. Marcus showed up 2 hours late, complained about the folding chairs, and left before we cut the cake. His girlfriend at the time, a woman named Amber with designer everything, spent the whole reception on her phone. I remember Jenny squeezing my hand and whispering, "They do not matter. This is our day." She was right. But it still stung to watch my brother treat our wedding like an inconvenience. That was 7 years ago. Since then, Marcus climbed the corporate ladder. His Instagram was full of luxury vacations, expensive dinners, and gym selfies. Jenny and I lived simply. We talked about starting a family, saved money carefully, and spent our weekends hiking or visiting Nana. Then, last November, Nana got sick. Cancer, fast and cruel. The doctors gave her 3 months. She lasted 2. I was with her every single day. Jenny brought her homemade soup. We read to her, held her hand, made sure she was never alone. Marcus visited once, stayed for 2 hours, and spent most of that time taking a work call in the hallway. When Nana passed away on a gray Tuesday morning, I was holding her hand. Her last words to me were, "You have always been my good boy, Liam. Do not let anyone take advantage of that." The funeral was small. Nana wanted it that way. Marcus showed up with his new fiancée, a woman named Diana. She was 31, worked in marketing, and had the kind of polished appearance that screamed money. Long, dark hair, designer, black dress, heels that probably cost more than my monthly car payment. Marcus introduced her to everyone as if we were at a networking event instead of our grandmother's funeral. After the service, the lawyer, Mr. Patterson, asked Marcus and me to stay behind. He handed us each an envelope. Mine was thick. Marcus's was thin. Inside mine was the cashier's check for $250,000 and a handwritten letter from Nana. The letter said, "My dearest Liam, you have been the light of my life. Your kindness, your loyalty, your beautiful heart. This money is not much, but it is everything I saved. Use it wisely. Buy that house you and Jenny have been dreaming about. Start your family. Live a good life. You have earned it with every Sunday, every laugh, every moment you gave to an old woman who loved you more than words can say. Do not feel guilty about this. You were here. That matters. Love always, Nana." Marcus's envelope held a letter too. I did not read it then, but I found out later what it said. It explained that she loved him but was disappointed he chose ambition over family. She left him her recipe books and photo albums. No money. Marcus's face turned red as he read. He looked at me then at the lawyer. "This is a mistake. She would not cut me out." Mr. Patterson adjusted his glasses. Ruth was very clear about her wishes. She updated her will 6 months ago, with full mental capacity. This is final. Marcus stood up so fast his chair fell backward. 6 months ago. When exactly? He turned to me. Did you convince her to do this? Did you manipulate a dying woman? I felt like I had been slapped. I did not even know about the will, Marcus. Convenient, he spat. You spent all that time with her playing the perfect grandson, and this is your reward, $250,000, while I get cookbooks. Mr. Patterson cleared his throat. Gentlemen, please. Ruth made this decision independently. I advised her to consider splitting it, but she was adamant. Marcus grabbed his envelope and stormed out. Diana followed, clicking her heels across the floor. I sat there in shock, holding the check, feeling sick to my stomach. This was supposed to be about grieving Nana, not fighting over money. That night, Jenny held me while I cried. Not because of the inheritance, but because my brother's reaction confirmed what I had feared my whole life. He only saw me as competition, never as family. 3 days later, Marcus called. His voice was calm, measured. Too calm. Liam, listen. I am sorry about my reaction. I was in shock. Grief does weird things to people. I wanted to believe him. It is okay, Marcus. I understand. The thing is, he continued, Diana and I are getting married in June. We have been planning this wedding for months. It is going to be at this amazing vineyard in Napa Valley, but with Nana's medical bills and everything, finances are tight. My stomach dropped. I knew where this was going. I am not asking for half, Marcus said quickly. Just $50,000. Think of it as your contribution to your brother's happiness. Family helps family, right? $50,000. For a wedding. Marcus, that is a lot of money. And you have $250,000. Come on, Liam. Do the math. You will still have $200,000. That is more than enough for whatever you and Jenny need. I am your only brother. This is my wedding. I thought about Nana's letter. About how she wanted me to use this money for Jenny and me for our future. I need to think about it. What is there to think about? His calm veneer cracked. I am your brother. I am asking for help. Unless you are really that selfish. Marcus, it is not about being selfish. Forget it. Just forget it. He hung up. Jenny looked at me from the kitchen doorway. He asked for money. I nodded. What did you say? I said I needed to think about it. Jenny sat down next to me on the couch. Liam, baby, you do not owe him anything. That money is from Nana. She left it to you for a reason. But he is my brother. A brother who has not been there for you in years. A brother who skipped out on our wedding early. A brother who visited Nana once when she was dying. She was right. But guilt is a powerful thing. Over the next 2 weeks, the pressure intensified. Marcus called every other day. First, he was nice, reminiscing about childhood memories, talking about how we needed to stick together now that our parents and Nana were gone. Then, he got pushy. Reminding me that he had helped me with my college applications years ago, that he had given me advice when I was starting my career. Then Diana started calling Jenny, telling her about their dream wedding. 6-tier cake, live band, 200 guests, rehearsal dinner at a Michelin star restaurant. She made it sound like the event of the century. and then casually she mentioned that they were short on funds. It would mean so much if Liam could help out. After all, we are going to be family. Jenny was polite but firm. That is between Liam and Marcus. One night I got a text from my Aunt Carol, my mom's sister. She lived in Florida and I had not heard from her in 2 years. Heard about the inheritance. Marcus told me he asked you for help with the wedding, and you said no. That is really disappointing, Liam. Your mother would want you two to support each other. I stared at that text for 10 minutes. Marcus was recruiting family members to guilt me. I called him. Did you tell Aunt Carol that I said no? I said I needed time to think. Well, it has been 2 weeks. That sounds like a no to me. Marcus, this is not fair. You are putting me in an impossible position. Impossible, I'm asking my brother for help with my wedding. How is that impossible, unless you just do not care about my happiness? That is not true. Then prove it. 50,000, Liam. That is all I am asking. It is my wedding. This is the most important day of my life. I thought about my own wedding. $3,000. Folding chairs. Potluck. Marcus could not even stay for the whole thing. I will think about it, I said again. He laughed, but it was not friendly. You know what? Forget it. I will figure it out myself. But do not expect an invitation, if you cannot even do this one thing for me. He hung up. Jenny found me sitting in the dark. What did he say? He uninvited me from his wedding. Good. We were not going anyway. 2 weeks later, Marcus called again. This time his voice was different. Desperate. Liam, I need your help. I am serious. The wedding is in 3 months, and we are drowning. We put deposits down on everything. The venue, the caterer, the photographer. We maxed out 2 credit cards. Diana's parents were supposed to contribute $30,000, but they backed out. We are in trouble. For the first time, he sounded genuinely scared. How much do you need? I asked, against my better judgment. 100,000. My blood ran cold. Marcus, you asked for 50 before. Now it is 100. Things got out of control. We kept adding things. Diana wanted the best of everything. We thought we could afford it, but then her parents bailed and my bonus did not come through, and now we are buried. Why do you not scale back, have a smaller wedding? We cannot. We already sent invitations. We already booked everything. People are flying in from all over the country. If we cancel now, we lose all our deposits anyway. At least if we go through with it, we get the wedding. Marcus, $100,000 is insane. You have 250,000. You can afford it. That is not the point. That money is for Jenny and me. We want to buy a house. We want to start a family. And I want to get married without being humiliated in front of 200 people. I took a deep breath. I need to talk to Jenny. What is there to talk about? I am drowning here, Liam. I will call you back. I hung up before he could argue. Jenny was in the bedroom folding laundry. I told her everything. The 100,000, the desperation, the whole mess. She stopped folding and looked at me with those clear green eyes. Liam, answer me honestly. If you give him this money, will we be okay? We would still have 150,000. That is enough for a down payment on a house. That is not what I asked. I asked if we would be okay, because I think this will eat at you forever. You will resent him, and he will never appreciate it. He will just think you owed him. She was right. Again. So what do? You tell him no. And you mean it this time. That night I called Marcus back. I cannot give you the money. Silence. Then, you are really going to do this. You are going to let me crash and burn. Marcus, this is not my responsibility. You made choices. You planned a wedding you could not afford. That is on you. I am your brother, and I have been here my whole life while you chased your life in Chicago. I was with Nana when she died. I held her hand. Where were you? So, this is punishment. You are punishing me because I have a career. This is not punishment. This is me finally setting boundaries. I am not your backup plan. This money is from Nana and she left it to me for a reason. I am respecting her wishes. You are selfish. You know that, selfish and bitter. Maybe, but I am not the one asking for 6 figures for a party. He hung up. I did not hear from him for 3 weeks. Then late one Friday night my phone buzzed. A text from a number I did not recognize. You need to see this. There was a link to a private Instagram account. I clicked it. It was Diana's secondary account, the one she thought was hidden. The most recent post was a photo of her and Marcus at a restaurant. The caption read, "Cannot wait for the Napa wedding. And thanks to Liam's inheritance, we can finally afford the honeymoon in Bora Bora too. Family looks out for family." My hands started shaking. She had already posted, as if I had given them the money. As if it was decided. I scrolled further. There was another post from 2 weeks ago. A photo of wedding magazines and champagne. Caption: Liam is being difficult about the money, but Marcus says he will come around. He always does. Honestly, it is kind of pathetic how much guilt we can make him feel. But hey, we get our dream wedding out of it. I took screenshots of everything. The next morning, I called Marcus. He answered on the first ring, cheerful. "Liam, I am glad you called. Listen, I know we left things rough, but Diana's Instagram, the private one. Silence. Someone sent it to me. I saw the posts. You two were planning this from the beginning. You were not desperate. This was a manipulation. Liam, it is not what you think. She literally wrote that you were using guilt to manipulate me. She talked about the honeymoon you planned with my money before I even said yes. Okay, look." Diana gets excited. She posted without thinking. "But come on, you were going to give us the money anyway." My vision blurred with rage. "I was considering it because you are my brother. But this is disgusting. It is just money, Liam. No, it is respect. It is honesty. It is everything you have never given me." I hung up. Jenny read the screenshots, and her jaw dropped. "He was playing you this whole time." "Yeah." What are you going to do? I thought about Nana. About her last words. "Do not let anyone take advantage of that. I am going to give them exactly what they deserve." I spent the next week quietly gathering information. I called the vineyard in Napa Valley where they were having the wedding. Pretended to be a guest with questions. The woman on the phone was lovely and helpful. She mentioned that Marcus and Diana still owed $25,000 on their final payment due in 2 weeks. If they did not pay, they would lose the venue and all deposits. I called the photographer. Same story. They owed $8,000. I called the caterer. $12,000 outstanding. They were not lying about being in debt, but they had lied about everything else. I made a plan. First, I called Aunt Carol. Told her the whole story, including the Instagram posts. She was horrified. "I had no idea, Liam. Marcus made it sound like you were just being stingy." "I am so sorry. It is okay. But I need you to do something for me." I explained my plan. She loved it. Next, I reached out to Marcus and Diana's wedding guests. Not all 200, just the 20 or so. I had contact information for. Cousins, family, friends, people who knew our history. I sent them a carefully worded message. "Hi, this is Liam Marcus's brother. I wanted to reach out before the wedding to clarify something. There have been some rumors circulating about me funding Marcus's wedding with my inheritance from our grandmother. I want to be clear. I am not contributing financially to their wedding. This is their choice and their responsibility. I wish them well, but I thought you should know the truth, in case they have been telling a different story. Thanks for understanding." I attached screenshots of Diana's posts. Within 24 hours, my phone exploded. Family members were outraged. Several people canceled their flights. One cousin wrote, "I cannot believe they tried to manipulate you like that. We are not going to support this circus." Then came the final piece. I created a wedding gift, not money. Something better. I put together a photo album. Pictures of Nana and me over the years. Sunday dinners. Fixing her sink. Her holding baby me. Her at my wedding smiling. The last photo was of me holding her hand in the hospital, taken 2 days before she died. On the first page I included a copy of her letter to me, the one where she explained why she left me the inheritance. On the last page, I wrote, "Dear Marcus and Diana, this is my wedding gift to you. A reminder that family is not about money, it is about showing up. It is about being there when it matters. I showed up for Nana every single week for 32 years. You showed up once when she was dying. She remembered that. I hope you build a marriage based on something more real than manipulation and entitlement. I wish you well, but I will not be attending your wedding." Not because I was not invited, but because I choose to spend my time with people who value me. Good luck with everything. Liam. I mailed it to their apartment in Chicago. 3 days later, Marcus called. He was screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. You ruined my wedding. Half our guests canceled. My own family thinks I am a monster. How could you do this? I told the truth. That is all. You showed everyone Diana's private posts. That is a violation of privacy. She violated my trust. She planned to spend my money before I agreed. Actions have consequences, Marcus. We are going to lose everything. The venue, the caterer, all of it. Then I guess you will have to figure it out. Just like I have been figuring out my whole life without you. I hate you. I do not hate you, Marcus. But I do not owe you anything either. Goodbye. I hung up and blocked his number. The wedding happened, sort of. Marcus and Diana scrambled to downsize. They lost the Napa venue and ended up at a hotel ballroom in Chicago. Only 70 guests came instead of 200. No live band, no 6-tier cake, no Michelin star rehearsal dinner. From what I heard through the family grapevine, it was tense and awkward. Diana cried through most of the reception. Marcus drank too much and gave a speech about how family disappoints you. They did not go to Bora Bora. They went to Florida for 4 days. I did not feel victorious. I just felt tired. But then something unexpected happened. 2 months after the wedding, I got a letter in the mail. From Marcus. Handwritten 3 pages long. It started with, I do not expect you to forgive me. He wrote about how the whole wedding fiasco forced him to look at himself. How Diana left him 2 weeks after they got back from the honeymoon, because she could not handle the embarrassment of their downgraded life. How he realized he had spent his entire adult life chasing status and impressing people who did not actually care about him. He wrote, You were right about everything. I was not there for Nana. I was not there for you. I was barely there for myself. I built this image of success, but it was hollow. When everything fell apart, I had no one. Because I never invested in real relationships. I only invested in appearances. He apologized. Not for the money, but for the years of dismissiveness. For treating me like I was less than because I chose a simpler life. For missing our wedding, for missing Nana's final months, for being a terrible brother. He ended with, I do not deserve your forgiveness. But I want you to know that your inheritance was not wasted on me trying to take it. It was a lesson I desperately needed. You standing up to me was the most loving thing anyone has done for me in years. Thank you for not enabling my worst self. I am working on being better. Maybe someday we can talk again. No pressure. Just hope. Marcus. I read that letter 5 times. Jenny read it too. Do you believe him? I think he is starting to understand. But words are easy. Time will tell if he means it. We used the inheritance to buy a beautiful 3-bedroom house with a yard. We are expecting our first baby in September. A little girl. We are naming her Ruth, after Nana. Last month, Marcus sent a package. Inside was a handmade wooden rocking chair. No note, just the chair. It was clearly expensive and carefully crafted. I looked it up online. It cost around $2,000. Jenny rocked in it and smiled. He is trying. Yeah. He is. I have not called him yet. But I did send a text. Thank you for the chair. Ruth will love it. He replied immediately. I hope so. Congratulations on the baby. Really. Maybe we will rebuild our relationship. Maybe we will not. But I have learned something important through all of this. Family is not about obligation. It is not about guilt. It is not about who you share blood with. Family is about who shows up, who values you, who sees your worth even when you are covered in doubt. Nana saw that in me. Jenny sees it. Our daughter will see it. And if Marcus truly changes, maybe he will see it too. But I will never again sacrifice my peace to save someone who does not respect me. I will never again let guilt override my boundaries. And I will never apologize for protecting what I have earned. That inheritance was not just money. It was validation. It was Nana saying, You mattered to me. Your presence mattered. Your love mattered. And no wedding, no amount of pressure, no family drama could ever be worth more than that truth. I am not selfish for keeping what was given to me with love. I am not cruel for refusing to enable bad behavior. I am not wrong for choosing my own family first. I am just finally, after 32 years, learning to value myself the way Nana always valued me. And that is the real inheritance she left me, not the money, the permission to stand firm in my worth. So here is my question for all of you watching this. Have you ever been pressured by family to sacrifice something important because of obligation? How did you handle it? Drop your stories in the comments below. I would love to hear how you set boundaries with people who should have respected you from the start. And if this story resonated with you, please hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you want more real-life stories about standing up for yourself and navigating complicated family dynamics. Share this video with anyone who needs to hear that it is okay to say no, even to family. Thank you for watching and for letting me share this part of my life with you. I hope it helps someone out there feel less alone in their struggle. Remember, you do not owe anyone your peace, not even family. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next story.